Good day, Meticulous Moments audience. This is Juanita Kapp from South Africa, and you are so welcome this evening in this amazing session with the one and only Ian Parker. Now, here at Meticulous Moments, of course, we facilitate community upliftment through leadership development. And Ian fits in so well with our culture. He fits in so well with our audience that we really had to schedule this interview. We are so excited to have you, Ian. Thank you so much, Os, for being here. We appreciate you.
You're very welcome. Thank you. Thanks for having me on.
It's a pleasure. It's an absolute pleasure. So we would love to learn, you and I have been talking on Messenger, discussing the interview. We've had a video call. Shout out to Phil Maudsley who introduced us. Thank you so much for doing that, Phil. You are awesome. So tell us more, Ian, because you have done quite a lot in this world, quite a lot in the martial arts community. Tell us the backstory, please.
Right, what do you want to know? Where do you want me to start from? The beginning?
Yes, the beginning.
Yeah, so I started, well, I'm 60 in 2 days. Yeah. So I started when I was 7.
Wow.
I remember watching a TV program and the clip of Enter the Dragon, Bruce Lee, come on. And I was like, wow. I said to my mum, I want to be like that man. And 2 weeks later, a school opened in my town and she took me along.
Yeah.
And my journey started from there.
Oh my gosh, Ian, I mean, 2 days from now. So we are feeling so blessed here at Meticulous because we can be the first to wish you a very, very happy birthday. All God's blessings.
Thank you.
For your life. And thank you for everything you do out there. I know you do a lot for the community. And, it's your heart and your passion to develop people. So we thank you from Meticulous for being amazing, for really helping people out there, for bringing that hope and that inspiration. And just enjoy your birthday. I believe you're going on holiday.
Yeah, we're going to Marbella, me, the wife, and one of my instructors and his wife. Andy's been with me 25 years, something like 20 years.
Yeah.
He's a 4th Dan black belt under me, so yeah, it's good.
Incredible.
Good guy.
Incredible. You started 53 years ago, and you're still going strong. After that light ignited in your spirit for martial arts. Tell us about the martial arts that you've practiced through the years, and what martial arts do you teach at your facilities, at your dojo?
Okay. So started way back in judo. And then I moved to Laogar Kung Fu. Oh. And then I went to Tang Judo, and I stayed with Tang Judo for many years. So that's more or less my roots. Yeah. I did boxing for 2 years. I do kickboxing. Now in my academy now, I do kickboxing, I do fitness classes, I do traditional kata. We're not so much on the Tang Judo anymore because I feel as though in time, you have to adapt on some stuff. Mm-hmm. Some of the stuff, I love the tradition, but today I do it more for the street. So I like the reality side of the fighting arts. What's going to get me out in trouble in an instant. Yeah. I know the flashy kicks and everything look amazing, and they are amazing, but would they really work in a real life confrontation? I don't think so. So I've done mine now. I specialize more in self-defense. Obviously, I do weaponry in my school, boxing, kickboxing, everything. And I'm open book. So any instructors out there, and they want to come and show me their stuff, you're welcome. Come down. Oh, wow. I've had so many different instructors down, from different styles, masters, grandmasters. And that's what it's about. It's about sharing our knowledge and keeping the arts going.
That's it. And that's exactly what I also do in my capacity in a Meticulous Martial Arts Mastermind in our group. We are an amalgamated group of different martial artists from across the globe with different styles. And then we have these training sessions twice a week, one US call, one UK call. and we come together and we talk about our styles. You know, there's training sessions we share because we really want to keep the love of the art going. We want to keep those
Yeah.
specialities that we practice going. So I love that you invite instructors over because that's so good for your students as well to have that well-rounded
Yeah.
view.
Well, I don't mind any instructor coming in. Do you know what I mean? I'm not scared of anybody coming in and my students seeing somebody, whether they're better than me or not. It doesn't matter. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? If they've got something to share it. Now, I go every year to a place called Bridlington, and it's called the Gathering of the World Masters. And
Oh,
it's organised by Grandmaster Stuart Hicken. And we have many 50, 60 Grandmasters from around the world, all different styles.
wow.
And we all come together and teach for a weekend. And it's amazing. And there's no egos there. Do you know what I mean?
Oh,
Everybody is humble and they just want to teach.
yeah.
Now, that weekend is amazing. Saturday and Sunday, and we start at 10 in the morning till 5, both days. And it is really, really good. Really good. And also,
Incredible.
I've just had my grandmaster come over from Florida,
Oh,
Grandmaster Hanshi Montalvo.
yeah.
He was going to come over in 2020, but then COVID hit,
Yeah.
and he couldn't make it.
Yeah.
So what he did, he did a video and promoted me to 9th degree
Oh, fantastic.
in the arts. Okay, yeah. So he come over last weekend. He made it over last weekend, and he presented me the 9th degree by hand. So, which was amazing for me. You know what I mean? To get that
Yeah.
is that high up is very, very. There's not many people make that level. So I'm pleased. It's my work I've done over the years
Yeah.
that's got me there. And obviously
That's
now
it.
my daughter now is she's coming in.
Yeah.
12 times world champion, 64 times British champion, 33 times European champion,
Wow.
So it's left to her to do now, you know what I mean? Where I'm getting old, she's still young.
It definitely runs in the family, absolutely. And there's a few things that you pointed out when you mentioned that all the masters come together, the humility. That is refreshing
Yeah,
to know. That is incredible. That makes my heart so glad. And then also, I'm so
yeah,
happy that you received your 9th Dan recently because that's just in time for your birthday. What a beautiful birthday
yeah,
you can
yeah,
celebrate. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, really, really good. But as I say, in Bridlington, the Grandmasters, as I say, they come from about 50 different countries.
Wow.
And all teaching different. All teaching different. So you've got
Wow.
Kempo, Judo, Taekwondo, Hapkido, Tang
Yeah.
Sudo, freestyle, boxing, everything's
Yeah.
there under one roof. It's amazing weekend.
Fantastic.
And as I said,
Fantastic.
no egos, because there is plenty of egos in the martial arts world.
Oh,
There is,
that
and
I know.
I don't like. Yeah, yeah, but
You know,
that's not for me. You know what I mean?
no, I agree.
You got
I
something to
agree.
show me, put it behind me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
it's all
e
good though.
yeah, I think ego's blind the learning process. You have to stay teachable. You have to realize that there's always something new to learn. And it's a privilege to be a martial artist. It's a privilege. It's a
Yeah,
privilege to be able to
yeah.
do what we can do and to learn every day. I mean, I'm 7+ years in. You are 53 years in. I can learn so much from you. And I always
But
tell
I
my
can
kids
learn
as
from
well.
you as well.
Yeah,
I can
but
learn from you as well. Yeah, I
oh,
can learn from you as well. The day you stop learning is the day to stop.
oh, good point. I love that. Yeah,
And it's like we say on our t-shirts we have. It's always
yeah,
like expect the best, prepare for the worst.
yeah. Oh, love
So
that. I love that. I had the pleasure
yeah.
of speaking to Shannon, your daughter, on
All
Messenger.
right.
Yeah, yeah. She's amazing. She's lovely. Congratulations to her on all her accomplishments. And you mentioned
Yeah.
something about naming her. Tell the audience why she's named
Yeah.
Shannon.
Right. So when she was born, I said, I want to call her, to the wife, I said, I want to call her Shannon.
Yeah.
Now, Shannon, after Shannon Lee, Bruce Lee's daughter, which I was very fortunate to meet.
Yeah.
And she signed a photograph for me of Bruce and one to my daughter. And she said, what's your daughter's name? And I went, Shannon. And she went, wow. I went, yeah, she's named after you. And Shannon Lee went, wow, that is amazing.
Yeah.
So she signed Shannon and myself a signed photograph of her dad, which is amazing. I've still got that now. That's an amazing picture. And just to have that closeness with the Lees, Bruce Lee's daughter,
Yes.
shaking my hand, standing with me and having a photograph. How could that be? Because I'm a massive Bruce Lee fan, you see.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
It
got me
all
into the
started with
arts.
him. I think he has a
Yeah.
hand in most martial artists starting the arts, because the same with us, we watched him when we were young. We watched the stories about him and clips about him, and we were all like, wow, look at this guy. Wow.
I still do. And I watch in films now and I know them. I've watched them that many times. I know them word for word.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's
Yeah.
good, Ian.
It's just good. It's
Yeah.
just good. So
Yeah.
as I say, I've had many stars down my dojo. Film stars,
Yeah.
TV stars, and I've had some great martial artists come down. As I said, I'm an open book. You've got something to teach me and my students, come and teach it.
Yeah, that's a beautiful invitation and a beautiful gesture to name your daughter after Shannon. And she has also
Yeah,
achieved so much. I looked at some videos that she's done. I looked at the photographs, and
yeah,
it's really your guidance and your leading as parents in her life. Believing in her, taking that time to teach her the arts, the skill, and she's just
yeah.
impeccable. I mean, so many, just repeat how many championships and world titles. I mean, that is incredible. That's heavy.
Yeah, yeah. She is an amazing martial artist. Uh, as I say, I've got 6 children,
Oh,
and
wow.
Shannon's the one. Yeah, Shannon's the one. I've got 12 grandchildren.
Oh, wow. You're so
um,
blessed.
yeah, yeah. So I've got Shannon's the only one that stuck with the martial arts
Yeah.
through,
Wow.
which is amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
And she helps me run my dojo as well. And I have some other instructors there, about 6 instructors there that all teach, and help me out doing the classes. And yeah, it's good.
So you have a full house on Christmas, I guess. I mean, my goodness, that must be such a
Yeah,
celebration. Yeah, yeah,
yeah, yeah, can be, yeah. Yeah, and now I got 2 of the grandchildren. They're training as well. Louis and Rio. They're training with me now as well. And yeah, it's good. It's good. So
yeah. I wanted to ask you,
yeah,
we talked about you working in the community. I believe you have Tuesday
yeah,
night set out, you've worked in that space. And I believe you mentioned, if I
yeah,
remember correctly, it was for autistic children. Tell us about that, because
yeah,
here at Meticulous, we love to talk community. Tell us more about that, please.
yeah. So within the community, I got a niece that had 5 autistic children, Jolene. Yeah, and she's brilliant with like autistic children. She said to me one day, she goes, "Have you ever thought of doing anything for children with autism?"
Hmm.
And I went, I haven't really got the time, Joe. Do you know what I mean? Because, I
Yes.
mean, if they come in the class, we'll look after them. Anyway, I said, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll start one. And Tuesday night was my only night off. So I did a Tuesday night
Oh,
free
wow.
of charge
Oh, wow.
to help these children and that. And they come along and it was adults as well.
Yeah.
Some of them with special needs
Yeah.
and we just opened up and I did that for these children, these adults. And you know what? It was amazing to see these kids and these adults just training,
Yeah.
punching, whatever I told them, kicking, they just got on with it. There was no like, I can't do that or I don't want to do that. You know what I mean? Like you get some students, they just got on with it. And it was amazing. So what happened was we run that for about a year, and then COVID hit. And obviously, because some of them were vulnerable, we had to close. But who knows? We'll maybe start that up again because, you know, but that was amazing time,
Yes.
you know, to get them people in and see them people training and enjoy it. It was good.
Yeah.
And
I
also, you
love
know, I've
that.
done other things, you know.
Yeah.
I've done some self-defense seminars for a couple of law firms, you know, lawyers.
Oh,
I've
yeah.
done I did one for estate agents. So I was in this house with all these estate agents,
Yeah.
women and a couple of guys. And I said to them, so what would you do in this situation? They went, what situation? But they didn't know I had a knife, not a real one, but a knife in my pocket. And I pulled it out and held it to this girl. And she just went, wow, I was so frightened, even though it was you. And I said, but
Yeah.
that's how quick it is. So I showed, I showed them where to stand when you're taking somebody around the house, how to hold their clipboard, how to hold their pen. Do you know what I mean? Just
Yeah.
little things, you know, when they're going out to their car, how to look under the car before you get into it, park it in a safe place, you know,
Yeah.
all these different things I was telling them. They're like, wow, this is amazing. So, yeah, but I did that all free,
Oh,
you know,
wow.
free for the community.
Yeah. Love that. Love
I've
that.
done
Yeah.
And I did a woman's rape safe as well, like a rape safe, what we call our rape safe.
Yeah.
So, and that was free
Oh,
to help women in the community.
yeah.
But yeah, I've done a lot, and it's not all about being paid. It's about what if I saved that one person's life by that, you know, that what I've shown them that little bit, then
Yeah.
that's worth more than a payment, isn't it?
That's the
Well,
truth.
to me, it is.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah.
absolute truth.
And today,
Yeah.
you know what it's like today. It's just getting worse and worse and worse.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I travel the world, Ian, and I know at all times, I don't give it away, but I know at all times what's going on around me. Whether I'm catching a flight, whether I'm
So,
getting in an Uber or a taxi. And, you know, our Kiyoshi has done a very good job at teaching us. And you mentioned that because that's what you teach as well. You teach what is going to work on the street. And we call it the
yes.
bunkai. So he teaches us the
Yeah,
self.
bunkai, yeah.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
teaches us the moves and what they mean and how to do them because there's a difference between tournament karate and doing something on the street to save your life. So I'm so happy that you're doing that as well because
Yeah,
makes you confident, you know.
I
Yeah.
think it's really important for the reality side because there was a competition once in, I think it was Germany. It was a
Oh,
semi-contact
ah,
competition, and it kicked off for real, but nobody
yeah.
got hurt because everybody was pulling their punches back.
Oh, I see.
So you know,
Yeah,
yeah. So you know, when I teach my students or my female students, we
yeah,
actually do the you know, I'll get them walk through the dojo.
yeah,
I'll put the lights off, and then I'll just attack them and
yeah,
take them to the ground and see how they deal with stuff.
yeah.
You know,
Prepares them.
it's what I like doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
So
prepares
yeah,
them. It
it's
makes
all
it
good.
practical. Yeah.
Exactly
Yeah.
that. And they say to me, "Wow, that was a little bit rough." Well, it's going to be a hell of a lot rougher if it happens in real life. But I tell you what, this happened actually to one of my students. She hadn't been training me long, and she was out in town, and she walked down this alleyway, and she actually got attacked.
Oh,
But she said, I just dealt, punched and kicked, and she got the attacker away. So to me, that was amazing. And she still thanks me today for that. She was,
wow.
without your teachings, I wouldn't know what to do.
Yeah, fantastic. That's
Yeah,
a great
yeah,
testimony.
yeah,
That's a great
yeah,
testimony.
yeah,
Yeah, we do full
yeah,
contact, and you know, our Kiyoshi always says, because he goes hard, it's full contact and it's all out, but he always says it can be much worse on the street, and there can always be more than one person as well. So be prepared, you know,
exactly.
do that body conditioning, get that kick in at the dojo. Maybe it hurts a little bit for a week or two. When someone eventually kicks you a few months later, if it happens, you're not going to feel it. You know, it's going to be better. You can get
Yeah,
away. So I agree with you. It's
yeah.
so important that it becomes practical. And I think you're really doing a great job. Look at the testimony that you have. Doing a great job
Thank you.
with the people that you work with. That's incredible.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, so it's I still enjoy what I do, and it's amazing. But see, do you know what's amazing for me when I see a student stand up on that podium and win a world title? I've trained over 100 world champions. We've been to Mexico, we've been to Dominican Republic, we've been Isle of Man, we've been all around the UK, and just to see them, that's what it's about. It's about them, not me.
Yeah.
Like when they do something, they come up to me afterwards, they go, "Thank you, sir, or Sensei, for getting me to this World Championships and winning the world title." I said, "It wasn't me. You done it. You got on the mat. It wasn't me. I was there with you, but you did it."
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very rewarding to help people to empower themselves. I can imagine that feeling. You've taken 100 individuals and made them world champions. That doesn't happen every day. Congratulations on that. That is incredible.
Right, well,
Wow.
it's 53 years in teaching and learning. I've been teaching in Peterborough now for about 35 years now in my hometown.
Yeah.
Yeah. A long time.
That's a long time. That is incredible that
A long time,
you've stuck with it. You had that moment when you were young, and 53 years later, here you are still helping people, and
Still
learn the
doing it.
arts. Yeah, that's incredible. And
Yeah.
there's lessons, Ian. And I want to ask you about the lessons because I learned a lot of lessons during my martial arts journey up to now. And I have to say I learned a lot of things about myself as well. And I dealt with those things and it made me a better person. It shaped me. What are some of the things that stand out in your journey as you and your family have been, working in the arts, training people, really helping them to become stronger and is efficient in what they do? What are all things that stand out in this 50-year long journey of yours?
Do you know, one thing that stands out to me massively is I had a lady come to me with her son. Now, he had a car accident. He broke his neck and broke his back, and they said he'd never walk again. Okay, so his mum was a very good, strong woman, so she was helping him get back. Anyway, he started to walk with a limp. Couldn't walk very good. When he stepped into my dojo, he had to sort of struggle to get up onto the steps. His name was Hugo, and I trained him for over a year, and I got him doing pad work. I got him doing kata. I got him doing weapons. I got him kicking. I even got him doing back spinning kicks, and they said this would never happen. So for him to do that stood out to me massively. This boy, his heart, he believed in me.
Yeah.
And I also believed in him. So look, Hugo, you can do this. I know it's hard, but you can do this. If you really want to do this, you can do this. Yeah. And I trained him for over a year. And he's walking. As I said, he's walking. I started off with him kicking. I had a staff, a 6-foot staff.
Yes.
I had him hold the staff and do a front kick as he's walking. So he had the staff for a balance. Yeah. And then I took the staff away. And he was just doing roundhouse kick, front kick, back kick, spinning kick, turning round. It was amazing. Amazing.
And we call the staff the bow. I know in Kung Fu you call it a staff and a fork.
Bow staff, yeah.
Yeah, we call it a bow, and we also use the word kata. And I really, and I've said this before, that karate is so amazing for anyone that wants to practice the art, it's so great because it practices both hemispheres of your brain. Everything that you do on the left side, you do on the right side. And that does build those
Yeah,
neural pathways in your mind, in your brain. And, you helped him to get to that place where he could actually balance on his own again to do that kick, whether it was a king geri or a mai geri. I'm not sure which kick.
yeah,
So look at the
yeah.
development, just practicing his brain to come and work for everything to work in the same motion and to work together. And you took him from thinking that he couldn't do these things, and you showed him because you believed in him and he believed in you. You showed him it's possible. That changed his life
I always,
dramatically, I'm sure.
yeah, I always got a little saying to my students, okay, when they go to me, it's impossible to do this. I go, how is impossible spelt? It's spelt I'm possible. I'm possible. So
Love.
they always they always say to me now, I'm possible. I go, yeah, you are.
Yes.
So yeah, yeah. You have to give them that little bit of belief in themselves.
Yeah, that nudge.
And like Hugo, Hugo, he just he used to come, what are we doing today then? Pad work? I go, yeah, pad work. We're going to do some bag work. We're going to do the bob, the bob, beat bob.
Yeah.
We
Yes.
do the bob, and I've got a spar bar what spins round, and I used to tie a kicking paddle to it. So as he
Yeah.
hit it, it sort of moved like that,
Yeah.
so he could
Yeah.
hit it again. And yeah, it was really good. Then I started teaching him some weaponry, and yeah, it was good. But that's
What a
one thing that really stuck out for me.
yeah.
And then obviously my daughter winning her championships, and
Wow.
getting a fifth degree,
Wow.
it's very, yeah, it's nice. It's
Yeah,
nice.
it's
And now
years.
my grandchildren are training. So yeah.
There's new black belts on the way in the family. Absolutely, those grandkids, I'm sure they're enjoying all their
Yeah,
training. Yeah, yeah, it's definitely in the
yeah,
bloodline.
yeah.
Yeah.
We'll keep it going. We'll keep it going.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been a good 53 years.
Mm.
Yeah.
Tell me, Ian, there's victories in helping people, and the road is not always, I mean, especially when you are the dojo owner, there's a lot of, I mean, life happens and people happen, and sometimes we have to make
Yeah,
decisions.
yeah.
Things. Tell me about a difficult decision that you had to make in your dojo in the 53 years. What was something that you were at a crossroads at, and then you could, there's one or two things that you could have, one of two things that you could have done. Have you ever had a difficult decision to make, and what was that decision?
Well, one decision I had to make was I was in a fight one day, competition, and I
Yeah.
got hit in the chest, and I felt rough. And the next day, I still didn't feel right. Although I carried on with the fight and won the fight, I still didn't feel right. And what had happened is that blow had stopped my heart just for a few seconds. Um, and the doctor said to me, time to stop training. I was like, are you mad?
Yeah.
That week, I was back in my dojo training. And that, if I had took that advice of that doctor, I would have quit
Mm.
and not carried on with what I do. But I decided, no, I'm
Mm.
not going to. I'm not going to quit. This is what I do. So that was one thing that's really stuck out to me, And you're going to get these injuries, of course. You know what I mean? You're fighting. You're going to get these injuries.
Yeah.
But I don't think the doctors understand that at the time on what we do.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting now for a knee replacement because my knee, I've got no cartilage at all. So
Ouch.
he says to me, one of them says to me, "You won't be able to kick anymore." I said, "You watch me.
Oh,
You
yes.
watch me."
Mm-hmm.
So, and I've spoken to a lot of people that had it, and they go, "No, I can still train. Do you know what I mean? I'm doing this, I'm doing that. It's not going to stop me." And then some other little things.
Good.
No, sorry.
No, Siri,
Yeah,
you
some
decide.
other
You
things.
decide if you keep on training. You're gonna do it. I believe. I believe it.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I will. I will.
Yeah.
Yeah. There's no doubt about that. No doubt about that. But apart from that, no, really, I've been in some. I've had some things I can't talk about. What has happened. Because otherwise it's data protection on them sort of people. But I've had issues with some children where I've had to get people involved to save the child, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
I mean, I can't mention no names, obviously, but which I did, and that was hard to do because I had to face them parents.
Yes.
But I did it, and the child is happy now. Everything worked out well, so that was good.
Yeah.
That was a hard decision.
Difficult. Yeah.
Getting the proper authorities involved.
Yes.
But it's what I had to do. And if I have to do it, I'll do it.
That's it. Because their safety is important. Many people don't know if you're not a martial artist and you're in the audience, that the dojo becomes a second home. Not only to the kids, to the grown-ups as well. I mean, the dojo is my second home. I'm either working at home doing things or I'm at the dojo. It's my second home. And it's so important that they can open up at the dojo and that there's help, like you helped them. You helped the child. Remember you mentioning that you were bullied when you were younger. Tell us about, when you were bullied and how did that work?
Yeah. Well, when I was at school, young at school, I used to have the people come up and push you over or hit your back, and I was a bit like dubious about what to do. Anyway, I started learning the arts, and then I turned that table around. So I didn't become the bully, but I stopped the bullying happening. And it was only through what I've learned, and that helped me get through that stage. So yeah. And also my nephew, he Jerry, he is my sister's son. He was a big lad, and he was bullied. So what we did, my sister wrote a story on him because I took him in and I trained him and got him to his black belt. And the bullying stopped. So it was called A Mother's Story from Bullied to Black Belt. And we wrote this story. What I'll do is I'll send you a copy of it and you read it. And that was amazing, because as I say, my nephew was a big lad. And just to see my sister and my nephew sit on his bed at night saying, "Oh, I don't want to be here anymore." That's hard.
It's very hard.
So I had to get involved. And help him. So I showed him the way of the arts, and bullying stopped, which is good.
And that was the right thing to do. Yeah, you showed him the way of the art. You gave that helping hand, and he was able to get through that. That is amazing, and that makes you a great master, grandmaster. And it's difficult when we look back and see the things that happened, but it's also uplifting to see the great things that have transpired and the good that came from it. And I think it's good to always have that positive outlook. Since I've started to talk to you on Messenger when we were preparing for the interview, what I love about us is you're always so positive. You're always positive and you're always open and friendly. And I think that's a great combination for someone that is, working and building this dojo out and helping all these martial artists. So I want to commend you on that. We need more positivity in the world, and you're definitely one of those people that bring that hope and encouragement. So absolutely, kudos to you for that.
I try, be positive, because I feel as if if you're grumpy or you're down and you go to your dojo, well, snowballs down onto your students. They go, oh, he's grumpy, so they get grumpy. And then you don't get 100% out of them. Do you know what I mean? So you've got to be sort of like on it all the time. Yeah. And be positive.
Be positive. Yeah. Absolutely love that. And, you know, positivity changes the world. I really have to tell you, I have had days that were tough from the get-go, and then I would not cancel my training. I would still go to the dojo because it's a positive place. It's somewhere where I can leave everything that happened during the day at the door. I can go in, I can train, and when I come back, I feel like everything is perfect and in alignment, and I'm tired, but I'm happy, and you know, it's an amazing feeling. Yeah, I would encourage people, even if you feel so tired, if you've only had 2 hours of sleep, or you know, if you're feeling a little bit low or something happened, just go train. You're gonna step out of that dojo feeling like $1,000,000, because that is what the odds do. It really, we forget about all those other things. We go into our mushin, our empty mind, and everything just, it falls into place. That's my experience. That's how it works.
Yeah, the same. Yeah, yes, that's really good.
Yeah,
I like that. Yeah, it's good.
Now,
yeah. Go on. Sorry.
No. You were saying something.
Oh no, I was just saying. You know, it's really good to have that positivity. Like, you know, it's really good.
Yeah. I know that you are preparing for your holiday, and it's almost your birthday, and that we have a set time limit here together. So in our last few minutes, because I want to be respectful of your time, I want to ask you to share with us 2 things. If there's any shout outs that you want to do to anyone out there, please feel free to do that. And then please leave us with words of wisdom for the audience to take with them and to make part of their experience.
Okay. So firstly, a big shout out to Phil Maudsley, okay, because he, obviously, I got to know you through him.
Yeah.
And also all my grandmasters, Hanshi Montalvo, Stuart Hicken, all of them who know me, Terry Johnson, Alfie Lewis, and all them, yeah. Big hello to them and respect for what they do. Words of wisdom. I always say to my, it comes from an old, I don't know if you remember the water margin. Years and years ago. It was about the samurai, and I always say to my students, I took a thing from them, you know, like a little one. So I always say, don't despise the snake for having no horns, for who's to say he will not become a dragon?
Oh, wow. I've never heard that before. Yeah, just repeat that for the audience. Just repeat that for the audience. Let's hear it.
Don't despise the snake for having no horns, for who's to say he will not become a dragon?
That's very deep. Wow, I love that.
Very good,
yeah. That's profound. That's profound. Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. And if I say that in my school and I go to the kids, don't despise the snake, they will finish it. Who to say he won't become a dragon? You know, so it's good. Yeah. And in my dojo, as you go into the dojo on the wall, I've got a snake coming up the temple and a dragon the other side, so they're facing each other.
Yeah.
So that's we use that.
Beautiful imagery.
Yeah.
Ian, thank you so much for joining us and making the time.
Thank you.
You're very busy. We appreciate you. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you very much for having me.
Thank you. Meticulous Moments audience, make sure that you watch our session. Make sure you follow Ian Parker. And, like, share, and subscribe. We are very excited about everything that was shared in this video. And Ian, have a beautiful, beautiful holiday and a most beautiful birthday. Happy birthday from Meticulous.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.
Hi, my name is Jose Escobar, and I'm the founder and CEO of the Connected Leaders Academy. We're the #1 fastest growing community and tribe of some of the highest level entrepreneurs all around the country and around the world. We're in 36 states across the U.S., in 11 international countries, and over 240 plus members, growing every single day. And I'm honored, excited, and I'm glad to say that I'm proud to be the official sponsor of the Meticulous Moments podcast with Juanita Kapp. Thank you so much for the opportunity. I'm excited for this journey.
Thought-Provoking Change and Jonathan Ellis, the champion maker, are proud sponsors of Meticulous Moments and Juanita Kapp. Head on over now to thoughtprovokingchange.com/opportunity and join us today, where alongside myself, Jonathan Ellis, the champion maker, and our team of highly qualified, incredible individuals will help you pull out the champion within yourself. We're here to bring out the champion that we know lives inside of you, that you may be challenged to manifest and to bring into your forefront. Join us today and align with us to help yourself level up and see what you can bring to the community at large. We're always looking for highly qualified individuals. This is an application-only process. So head on over today, put in your information, and let's communicate. And let's see if you are a fit for us and we are a fit for you. We look forward to welcoming you inside the community now.
Hey everybody, my name is Patrick Rude. I'm the owner of Rude Financial Services, a proud sponsor of the Meticulous Moments podcast, hosted and directed by the beautiful, strong, and intelligent Juanita Kapp. I cannot tell you enough about what this woman has done with this podcast and the effect that she has had on me and all of the other sponsors and people that listen. Don't miss it.